Hello and welcome back to this week's episode of Talking Freight, the weekly freight series brought to you by Ceresys, a North American third-party logistics company specializing in transportation technology and transportation management services. Now, we continue our series on all things transportation management systems, or TMS. Last week we started this long series by talking about the benefits of a transportation management system for shippers. So now that you're convinced, and if you're not, check out the video by clicking up here up top, you're going to need to select your transportation management system. Now, there's many things to consider, so this is a two-parter because it has that much information. In today's video, we're going to talk about what are the three core functions that a TMS plays for shippers. Then, in next week's episode, and make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss it, we'll publish it next Friday, we're going to talk about the key features that you should expect to find in your quest to select a TMS. So let's get started with today's episode. Now, efficient management of transportation plays a major role in determining the success rate of an organization's distribution system. Transportation incurs massive costs to companies, thereby making the company strive hard towards achieving maximum returns on any investment in a TMS. Adoption of automated solutions by companies in such a scenario facilitates optimization of functional activities, thereby expanding their line of operations and adding value to their supply chain. Often, the deployment of a transportation management system, or TMS, is a great aid in reducing overall hard and soft transportation costs. There are many benefits to a TMS, as we covered last week, but today we want to go and cover the core features to expect to see as you're evaluating or implementing a new TMS system for the first time, or if your company's looking to replace your current TMS. So let's talk about the role of technology in TMS systems. Technology is a vital cog in the process of transportation optimization. It can be leveraged at three basic levels: strategizing, planning, and execution. Well-designed TMS systems contribute in all three of these stages and helps to take a business global through effective management of freight flows and increased efficiency through the distribution network. So when evaluating TMS systems, let's talk a little bit about that. Demand for effective and easy to deploy TMS systems have gone up as organizations realize their cost-saving potential. But their historical lack of use, almost sometimes 33% of shippers are using a TMS, or 67% are not. That lack of use means there's no one truly dominant leader in the small and mid-sized markets. Important considerations when selecting a TMS include the following, and you need to ask these questions in your quest for a TMS. Is your organization interested in an on-premise or cloud or software as a service deployment? Is your organization a small to mid-sized business? If so, does the vendor have an established reputation for serving the needs of businesses of this size? Another question, does the system support all modes of shipping within your operation? You have to make sure that you're looking at what modes you ship and that it supports it. Another question, can the system offer specialized functionality to meet the unique delivery needs of your specific industry and market? Does your organization engage in global trade? Not all TMS systems include functionality for international logistics. This currently extends to our own TMS, the Ceresys Raider. We focus on North American over-the-road transportation. That's not international, and this is intentional. Our customer base is more North America, and we want to specialize in that. So if your biggest need is international air or ocean, our TMS may not be for you. So those are the kinds of questions you need to ask. If your biggest pain point, though, is in transportation management and the LTL side of things in parcel or truckload or intermodal, then something like the Ceresys Raider, our TMS, is a good fit. So you need to look at all the different modules as well. So is the system set up for things like inbound, reverse, and traditional transportation moves? You gotta ask, are those definitely the kinds of things that this TMS I'm looking for can handle? And if not, then your initial quest, and if it can't meet those core areas, then it is not in your lineup and does not make your final list. Now we've talked about these 3 core areas of strategizing, planning, and execution. We've given you the questions that you need to ask any vendor up front so you can vet down to your final list. Now, in the next week's video, we'll then talk about when you get to that shortlist, what further things you need to expect from that vendor and the features of that TMS. So do not miss next week's episode. It will help you on your quest to find the right transportation management system that fits your needs. So don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell. You'll get an email when we publish the next video and every video after that. Make sure you follow us here on social media. We post a lot about freight and transportation, and in fact, you'll stay up on the latest trends, get best practices, and in no time, you'll be an optimized shipper. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Talking Freight. We'll see you next week.